We have another
All right.
question from Red Sante. What is the most unpopular opinion you have? That's a good one. Eggy, let's start with you.
Oh, there's so many. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Listen, though, the thing about me is that it depends on who you're asking. So I have an unpopular opinion. Some people, some people would think that some of my popular opinions might be unpopular, but let me just think off the top of my head. Well, here's
It's really
one.
hard to think of one.
I think I have a good one. I'm just, I'm the kind of person where I don't think that it's a great idea to really, how would I say this? Derive strong beliefs just entirely off of what you find on the internet. I think that there's some people who just kind of read one thing, or they get very one-dimensional just based on what the particular thing that they're enjoying at that moment is.
You can call Reactor out. He's right here.
I was thinking about it because this can go for a lot of things, and I've talked about on my program before, how I think that sometimes people who are a bit, how would I say, not the most socially inclined, they might get some acceptance in certain parts of the internet, and it might really shape their personality to fit in with sort of what they perceive to be the most popular in whatever group is accepting them. Because I just thought about this the other day, because there was a guy in my chat who I hadn't seen before, and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to, I'm atheist, but I'm going to decide what religion I want to be on, what's the most epic-based red-pilled religion. So I'm scrolling through Wikipedia to decide what religion I'm going to become, and then I'm going to move to wherever it has the most of those people. It's just something like that. I know it's a little bit extreme.
If all religions are a farce regardless in his mind, why not just pick the one that'll lead to the most exciting lifestyle? It's all made up anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it could be edgy. I see what you're saying, though. Like people do just attach themselves to something that's gonna get them accepted by the most amount of people in whatever community they want.
Well, yeah, look at our Discord server. These fucking people don't belong anywhere. This is their only community.
Well, and I do think that online you might get exposed to some viewpoints that you might not see in your day-to-day life that you could consider. They might, develop your thought process a little bit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I just think sometimes people just, there's nothing wrong with taking things easy and kind of easing yourself into something, and not just totally being impulsive. And coming from somebody with a history of gambling and a history of a lot of impulsive things, I think I might have a little bit of room to speak on that, as old as I am too, so that's something that I say. But they're like, well, I wouldn't be so epic and red-pilled if I didn't see this. And I'm like, okay, all right, as long as you're doing what you need to do to have a happy, healthy lifestyle in your day-to-day life, once you log off too, then more power to you. But just don't get too wrapped up in sort of mistaking escapism as a one-track path to the ultimate enlightenment or the ultimate happiness, without really developing yourself as a person along the way.
Well, I think mine kind of ties in with yours a little bit. I don't know if this is my most unpopular opinion, but I'm definitely a big fan of bullying, and I think if a little bit of bullying was accepted and kind of allow people to pick on each other just a bit, you can kind of get a lot of these bad traits out of people at a much younger age.
Oh yeah, have you heard the Trevor Moore
into
song "If the Bullies Went Away"?
No.
Oh
yeah.
I
imagine
you would agree with every word.
Future.
That's exactly what the song's about. We need to bring back bullies so that people stop thinking that they're
here's an
trans
unpopular
vampire
opinion.
and shit.
I'm fucking glad Trevor Moore is dead, because
fuck you.
every time every time I have an idea, it's like, oh, Trevor Moore thought of that already. It's like, oh,
yeah, that's why we like him, because he thinks like we do.
Yeah. My unpopular opinion is that there's a group of wealthy people who are manipulating society for their own personal gain.
Well, mine is that I'm glad Norm Macdonald died because Rusty likes him.
Yo.
Yeah, that was a shame too.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald dying, but if someone's gonna have cancer and then like not talk about it and then die after having lived a pretty good career, it's hard to be like super heartbroken about something like that.
He made a joke. He made a joke about it was like a stand-up joke about people who find out they have cancer, like celebrities who like make it public, and then like he was like saying like they just want pity and they're, like he was like making fun of them, and then he actually stood by his word and didn't tell anyone he had cancer.
Well, if you guys got cancer, would you tell?
Cancer jokes.
Would you guys tweet out that you guys got diagnosed with cancer if you did?
You really have to fucking see this.
I mean,
or would I?
Cancer's
I don't know
curable
yet.
very easily by taking dog medicine.
There was a comedian, the amazing Jonathan. He's kind of like a prop magician comedian. I gotta find this clip. There's no way I'll be able to find it.
All right. Well, Rusty looks that up. I have one other
Oh, yeah.
unpopular opinion I'd like to say. And the only reason why I found out this was unpopular is because I mentioned it in public, I think 2 months ago. And I had a man attempt to physically assault me in public after I just happened to mention it. I mean, yes, I had a couple drinks, but in any case, I said that all fat people should be locked into prison until they're not fat. Like, they should just be thrown into prison and forcibly made not fat anymore because they are just, they're taking up our aisles with these big scooters.
Now, how fat are we talking? Because I don't know. Doesn't this apply sort of to you?
Well, I even told him. I said, he got mad at this guy. He was yelling at me. I'm like, listen. I'll pay. Where's the handcuffs? I'll go right now.
Yeah,
and then
lock me away, officer.
He still then began to throw his fist in the general direction of my face. But I mean,
Speaking
listen.
of,
all I'm saying is that I care about people's health. I'm a very nice, empathetic, so much love to give, and if you could forcibly take that substance that is hurting your loved one, away from them, and there was a legal avenue to just, basically put them in cuffs and throw them in a cell for like a good few weeks, and maybe hit them with a stick a couple times just to really drive it home that they should not be, living this lifestyle. I mean, they got boot camp, they got juvie for the young offenders. They go in there, they got those old cops that are like one day away from retirement they got that single tear stream down their face and they go, "Now, son, tell me you're not gonna go steal another jalopy again." "Oh, I'm gonna leave that life behind. I'm going in. I got a new job at the Ford plant, and I'm not gonna steal that jalopies anymore. I'm gonna make them." "That's right, son.
I'm not gonna steal that slushy machine ever again, officer. I swear.
People talk a lot of shit about communism. People talk a lot of shit about communism, but they don't have a lot of fat people.
True. Very healthy community.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, speaking of almost getting beat up in public for stating your opinion, Eggy, do you remember when we went to go see Boss Baby 2, some black guy tried to pick a fight with us because of something I said?
Actually, I'm not sure if I do remember. I mean, I know I remember going to see it, and I'd only had a couple drinks,
only
during the film, so...
We were in line to get concessions, and there was like a poster up for Space Jam 2, and I just made the offhand comment that the Space Jam 2 cannot live up to the original because LeBron James does not have as big of a cultural impact as Michael Jordan. And some black guy in front of us in line got really fucking upset that I said that and started yelling at us. And I guess he really cares about LeBron, even though that movie sucked dick.
Well, I was more under the impression it might have been the fact that I'd already been drinking and I was going to pay like $7 for a can of seltzer to consume while watching Boss Baby 2 in theaters.
And
but
those mini corn dogs, you got those too.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
Rusty, did you find your
it seemed
link?
to me, it seemed to me that the guy was more like, "Yo, bro, you tripping, man?" Well, if a
black person speaks to me, I assume they're trying to fight.
I felt like it was more like in an Instagram roast kind of way where he's like, Damn, man, white boy, you be tripping. Yo, LeBron.
Hey,
that's
turns
King
out,
James,
you know,
dog.
the fate of history has proven me right, because Space Jam 1 is a far better film than Space Jam 2. And if
That's
I meet
right.
that guy again, I will tell that to his face. It's true. I was right.
Print out the Rotten Tomato average reviews.
That's
and,
right. No,
keep
I
it
think,
in your wallet.
I think Space Jam 1 does not have better critical reviews, but I think spiritually it's a better film.
Okay, I mean that it should have better reviews personally, in my opinion. But
yeah,
yes, I agree. It's hard to have the same sort of cultural impact in our modern age of fast technology and all these things. You know, it's like things just kind of are moving too fast to have those same impacts as often, I think. But
well, I couldn't find that clip. I'm trying to. I could have just remembered it incorrectly, but just back on the Norm Macdonald having cancer. I think it was the Amazing Jonathan. He was doing like a stage. He was in front of an audience and whatnot, and then he kind of like breaks down and he admits to the crowd that he's dying of heart failure, and people kind of laugh because they think it's part of his joke, and he's like, no, it's not, I'm actually dying. And I just remember it being like, oh, what are you doing this for? Like, it just seems so fucking weird. Whatever, if I find the clip, I'll cut it down.
So you're saying if you got diagnosed with cancer, you would not tell anybody?
I don't think I'd make a big thing of it.
I think we all have enough of a sense of humor that we could just make it a joke and be like, yeah, guys, I'm going to die of cancer. I was born in July. I'm a cancer.
Actually,
I would tell everyone cancer, just so that when I cure it, they'll all think I'm cool.
Would you beat it?
Yeah.
You
That's
can't
a pretty
tell
good
people
idea.
that you cured cancer, or you that you beat cancer, and then you're like, you never had cancer.
I did read that.
That's an even better idea.
Butterfly semen is the cure to cancer, is what I read.
No, it's actually
I guess it would be probably better to tell everyone just so you could get some sort of like crowdfunding, because like other than that,
well, I wouldn't do it for money. I would do it because it's funny. Like, yeah, after all this shit I've done, now I have cancer. Ain't that funny? Look at me.
All right. We're all gonna die of something.
Yeah.
Well,
it's called fenbendazole.
Didn't iDubbbz have like a cancer scare, or was that just a joke?
Oh, I fucking no idea.
Like 8 years ago,
his eyebrows off.
Hey,
well, that was for a Filthy Frank Cake video, but I think he also actually had a scare.
Hey, go look into this. Fenbendazole is actually a cure for cancer.
Which one?
Okay. Allegedly, blah 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 blah.
It's called Panicure. It's also called Panicure, but fenbendazole.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go invest in their stock right now. Where's money suckle?
Yeah.
I think it's Merck.
And
yeah, I guess
before we move on, my unpopular opinion is that not all reality shows are trash. Even though most of the seasons tend to be pretty bad, I do think there is a lot of gold in shows like Survivor and I guess like Big Brother, even though lately they've kind of been on a downward spiral. But when people think of reality shows being trashy, I think they're thinking more of the Bachelors and your Bachelorettes. And I've always been a strong proponent that Survivor is a genuinely, deep, complex game. So that's my unpopular opinion in this circle, I assume.
Wow, yeah. That's going to really kind of piss a lot of people off there.
You'd be surprised. I get roasted almost on a daily basis for liking these shows. And I made Eggy watch a few episodes while he was over. Eggy, what did you think of those programs?
Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to tell you. I don't really watch a lot of TV, so I'm not really sure where the batting averages these days with these shows. I would assume that most of the programs are terrible, but I got a good kick out of these programs. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, not only did we watch them, but then we watch them, and then Jimmy, he goes on to the live recap podcast on YouTube that has 10,000 viewers, and you have all these people in this podcast that are and then he walked through the door, and then he went, and then they went to vote, and so we're all on the edge of our seats.
That's
right. I don't know. I mean, yeah, because we're watching that Survivor premiere, and I tell you, there were certainly some characters. They had some guy from the 1960s, time traveled. There was this guy named Ricardo. He was
he has a pregnant husband.
Yeah, yes. I don't even. There was a lot of descriptors to this person's lifestyle, so I wouldn't even know exactly which square I would want. If I'm trying to describe the lifestyle they live. I'm like at the elementary level. This is like some PhD stuff, but you see some interesting characters, and you have the whole thing where you're watching. Even Big Brother. They actually. I hadn't watched this program, but it was explained to me, not even from Jimmy, but from browsing the Big Brother thread on the television discussion portion of 4chan, that they actually had a race war on Big Brother.
Yeah.
They literally said and in fact, as I was there watching it, they found the guy who had the least amount of pure African blood, and they voted him out for being not a true African king.
They
on the
did
program.
vote out the lightest skinned guy. The 6 black people this season teamed up and voted out all the white people. And then when it was down to just the 6, they voted out the light skins first.
All right, you can never end racism.
It was so good.
I gotta say, I think it's about how you view the program. If you're just like a passive digester, that's probably most people. They have these TV shows kind of playing in the background. But if you watch them from a particular angle, it's really all about perspective. And that's really life in general. It's all about perspective every day, how you approach it. So how you approach the program, I think, really can give you an additional sort of appreciation for how the program is put together. And I think reality TV has an extra variable there that allows for more enjoyment in that way, because scripted things are always going to be one way. You can say maybe reality TV is scripted, but you have one show, it's going to have one cast of characters, and it's, this guy's always this, this girl's always this. When you have a reality show, there's a little more room to sort of have your own take on it and have your own enjoyment for your own reasons.
I like my whatever the fat one is.
600-pound life.
Oh yeah.
I think of that more as. I think that's more of a documentary than a reality show, to be honest. Just from the way they film it.
I don't know if I've told you all my theories. I think there's a lot of scripting and a lot of hired actors.
Well, it would have to be scripted, but just because it's scripted doesn't mean it's untrue. Because when I watch those shows,
weighs that much.
There's a lot of voiceover from the fat person, and there's no fat person on earth who is that articulate and able to convey their thoughts that well. So obviously they're reading from a script, but that doesn't mean that the script is untrue.
Well, all right, there was an episode where it was it seemed like they just got the weirdest people and put them together, and it was like a 800-pound black lady, and she's got a white daughter, and she's married to a guy who's her daughter's age. Just shit that you're like, what the fuck? They just got all these people, said, all right, let's rent out this. Well, I'm thinking Hoarders now. I'm getting the two mixed up, but I think Hoarders also is. They probably just get some really weird characters and then go and find a hoarding house and then just tell them what to say.
Well, when it comes to my 600-pound life, you can't really fake being 800 pounds. So it has
true.
to
I don't
be
think
real.
that they're faking that. Yeah, I don't care if maybe their life circumstances have a little bit of embellishments in there, but that's not why I'm there. I'm there to watch them walk around with a big tumorous thing.
There to watch them eat 2 large pizzas, a full thing of chicken wings. They'll skip the salad, go straight for the 8-liter soda. I love the scenes of them just eating their daily meal. It's so funny.
and kind of just completely forgetting that how much they ate.
Yeah.
They just ate 14,000 calories today, and you're like, I don't know, I ate the recommendation you said. It's like, shit, I did drink 2 liters of a
just literally
milk.
A cement mixer. You can just DoorDash one of everything from the surrounding 3-mile area. Just mash it all together with a big paddle and put it into a cement mixer and just slowly load it into their gullet at all hours of the day. That's just pretty much how they get down.
Have they done an episode when they go to a Chinese buffet? Because I would love to see one of these fat fucks just abuse a buffet's rules. And I want to see the Chinese owner shaking his head, looking really disgruntled as this fat white person walks in.
Well,
that would be. They should do that.
You have just enjoyed a lovely clip from the Trash Rats podcast. Make sure to subscribe to the main channel and get all the goodness in the full episode.